Pirates is a 2 to 6 player game where you roll dice to try and become the most successful pirate. Watch out for the Kraken. Big 12 Games provided this copy in exchange for an honest review. Put the treasure and plunder tokens in the middle. The ship is optional, but we use it to show who started a raid, or, like the Crown and Dice of Crowns, give it to the winner. Player 1 starts with 1 treasure token. Everyone else starts with 2. Player 1 will roll all 7 dice. If you roll a pirate ship, it must be passed to another player. If they roll a treasure, they may change it to any face before returning it to the active player, but keeping it as a treasure earns them a plunder token. If they roll a Kraken, they choose who gets it. Everything else goes back to the active player. If you have 3 Krakens on your turn, either because you rolled them or other players returned them to you, your turn is over. If you roll 3 treasures, you earn yourself a treasure token. 6 treasures earn you 2 treasure tokens. If you roll 3 or more black flags, you can start a raid. Choose an opponent and roll your flag dice. Pirate ships are always passed to your opponent to roll, treasures and Kraken are locked, and black flags are re-rolled. Once all the dice are locked, check the results. For every treasure you have, take 1 gold from your opponent. If you spend a plunder token, you can take an extra gold. Your turn ends after you have 3 Kraken symbols, you collect your token, or a raid is resolved. The game ends when a player has 7 treasure tokens on their turn without also having 3 Kraken symbols. Roll dice, raid other pirates who are getting a bit too rich, and control the sea. That's Dice of Pirates. Dice of Pirates can be played on pretty much any table, including at a restaurant. This takes longer than Dice of Crowns, and depending on number of players and dice rolls, could take 30 to 60 minutes. Our games are now usually 25 to 35 minutes. There's more to remember and think about here compared to Dice of Crowns. Save this for the average 7-year-old. Our first time playing Dice of Pirates was long. Raids took forever, and luck stretched things out. On the other hand, that made for some exciting moments. Me and Grandma had 2 treasure tokens, Mom had 4, and Dad had 5. Grandma decided to raid him, and they went back and forth for a while. When the battle ended, she took all 5 of his treasure tokens. Grandma won, and Dad ended up with nothing. Dice of Pirates has surprisingly good components. The dice symbols are easy to see, it comes with a fun little pirate ship, and the tokens are plastic, or something like it, instead of cardboard. I find the token art distracting though. I also like that it comes in a tin, so that it won't get damaged in a purse or backpack. Speaking of damage, the rulebook is tear and spill proof. If you wanted to wreck it, you could, but regular play or accidents won't ruin your game. The rules are easy and the game is quick. This is perfect for taking with you. There are a few variants and advanced rules, including one that lets you play 1 versus 1, which is a nice touch. You also can combine this with their first game in the series, Dice of Crowns. I like the idea of this mode, which is called Plunder the Crown, but it wasn't very good at all with 3 players. Hopefully, we get a chance to try with more one day, but I'm not really in a rush to do that. There are more decisions than in Dice of Crowns, and I think there's even more luck in this one. The game can swing far in opposite directions because of the Kraken and raids. I enjoy Dice of Pirates a bit more than Dice of Crowns, but at the same time, I think I'll play even less because of the time. For the 30 minutes that it takes to play this, I'd rather play some other games. Then again, with a big group, I think I'd rather this hit the table instead of the first in the series.